So one of the questions I actually get asked quite a lot is which scale is the most affordable to start in? And that's a little bit of a weird question, and it got a little bit weirder when I started diving a little bit into this and doing some research. And in some places I've found one scale was cheaper than the other, and it was a little bit crazy. Hey everybody, my name's Jimmy. Welcome to Coffee and Trains. Real quick, this video is brought to you by Model Railroad Academy. It is an online community of model railroaders where members can get all sorts of tips, tricks, tutorials, ideas for all sorts of model railroad related things. It's got a lot of cool stuff in there that can really get you going on model railroading. And if you are looking to join up, the first 1,000 people that use the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Model Railroad Academy for $1.49. That's like 90% off the annual membership. And this offers valid for new members only. Thank you so much to Model Railroad Academy for supporting this video. If you want to tell me what kind of coffee you are drinking and be featured just like these guys right here, you can do that in the comments below, and who knows, you might see your name pop up on an episode of Coffee and Trains. Cheers, guys. So the place that I started out was Scale Trains. Scale Trains is a direct-to-consumer primary, so they have prices that are going to be most on par with cost plus and what you're going to see. You're not going to have the markdowns for dealers or anything like that. So with Scale Trains, let's take a look. And I was looking on their website and I noticed that DCC ready in-scale engines are around $160. And then I looked over at HO Scale DCC ready and it was about $200. Now, this could be due to a lot of things. Like I said, it could be their model and everything with being direct to consumer. Their prices are more tied in directly to the cost of the model. So I had to dive a little bit deeper on this, but this was an interesting place to start. Let's head over to Train World and take a look. Let's go to Broadway Limited. The models offered here are different, so I have to find common models. So here is an in-scale Challenger, newly tooled. This is coming out this year for $469. Now that's a lot until I look over at the HO scale ones. Now they're the early Challenger, but these are between $700 and $800. Now at first glance, that's like, whoa, that is a huge difference in price. Now there are some obvious differences in those. The in-scale ones are die-cast models and the HO scale ones are brass hybrid, but it's still a Challenger, but this isn't necessarily apples to apples. For those that don't know, if it has brass detailing, that means it has like metal cut, like brass made details that are put on there. It's not just injection molded plastic and die-cast. So I figured let's try Broadway Limited diesels, and here are some of the F3s. Now that is a big price difference, as much as $100 difference, and that is apples to apples. So was I onto something? So that's a pretty big price difference to look at, especially between those two scales. Let's keep checking around though. I'm going to hop over to another one of my favorite places to order, which is Iron Planet Hobbies. And we're going to try Atlas here. So here's the in-scale B30-7 with sound, and that's about $180. But when I look at the HO scale version, it's $228. Now that's a pretty big difference. I mean, that's a good chunk of money. It's not $100 like the Broadway Limited, but that's not nothing either. Now, one of them is on pre-order and one of them looks like they've been around for a while, so that may play into it as well. But the more I'm checking, the more I'm seeing these price differences, both big and small. Let's try Bachmann. Now, Bachmann is different here. It seems to be that the prices are pretty similar, if not a bit more expensive for in-scale than HO scale. So this is one that goes contrary to what we have seen over the past few. Now let's hop over to Factory Direct Hobbies and take a look at some rolling stock. This varies really just like crazy, and I really couldn't get a consistent answer of which scale was cheaper. The one that I did find, though, that was a significant difference was this Atlas 11,000 gallon tank car for $40 in in-scale and $57 in HO scale. Obviously, they're not the same because they're different road names, and they're also Masterline rolling stock, so they are from the same tier on there for Atlas. So, but again, this was not a consistent yes or no. This wasn't a trend that I saw, and these could very well be outliers as well. The one thing that I did see that was consistent was within an HO scale starter sets is either the prices were comparable or the in-scale sets were more expensive. You also had a wider variety of starter sets in HO scale than in in-scale, and that's to be expected. I also take a look at track products, and it was about the same cost, with the exception of HO scale Kato Unitrack. That is just some generally expensive track, but that's also to be expected because Kato is an in-scale primary company, and so their in-scale stuff is going to be less expensive than their HO scale stuff because they sell less of the HO scale. Now, in terms of cost of going into the overall scale, the one thing that really swings the pendulum in in-scale's favor is Kato. Kato engines are seriously, in my opinion, the best deal in all of model railroading. They look good, they run like clockwork, they're easy to put decoders in. Seriously, you have to try and break a Kato engine. And they're pretty dang affordable when compared to other companies. You know, you're talking a lot of the DCC ready locomotives that look really, really good are under $100, and it's pretty easy to find them at that price. And then you just buy a decoder and slip it in there. So the best that I can say is that all this is inconclusive. It seems that in-scale locomotives can be found for better prices than HO scale right now, but that could literally change tomorrow. This also could have some other factors that are working in right now that we just don't see. Plus, you have to add in the fact that HO scale is far more widely available than in-scale. There's still a ton for in-scale, but there's just so much more for HO. But at the same time, it's also amazing to see how far in-scale has come from even when I was a kid. I can remember going to the hobby shop, and I mean a hobby shop with like RC cars, planes, model rockets, all that kind of stuff. And I can remember the model railroad aisle being 90% HO scale with 2 shelves of in-scale. I think my biggest takeaway from all of this is that price shouldn't necessarily be a primary deciding factor when choosing between scales, at least between HO and in-scale, because a lot of times it evens out. Look at things like your space, what you want to do, and what is available for what you want to do to decide on a scale. As somebody will probably point out in the comments, it's all expensive, but so are a lot of other hobbies out there. And at least with this one, we get to play with trains. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.